Hey guys, welcome back to another video. In today's video, I thought I would just bring to you sort of the Newbie Booktuber Tag. I've seen a lot of people do this. I'm going to take this stupid headband out. I don't think I like it as much as I thought I would. Anyway, I've seen a lot of people do this and I thought maybe I should do this so that you guys can sort of get a little grasp of who I am, the sort of things I like to read, and I don't know, just sort of learn a little bit about me because I am very new to this space. I started making booktube videos about a week ago, and I hope to continue that and make more for you guys every few weeks, if not every week. So yeah, I'm not really going to sort of blabber on. I think we should just get into the tag. Apart from that, I would also like to mention really quickly, if you do like this video or you enjoy what I'm talking about, please hit that like and subscribe button. It will help me out greatly. And it just means that more people will come here and we can all have some great conversations about books. If you have any questions about books, please chuck them down below as well, because I'm always open to talking to you guys about books. I do love books, if you can't gather that already. I think I've said books like 100 times in the first 2 minutes of this video. Anyway, I'm going to get into this tag. So, the first question is, why did I start this channel? And I think by the introduction you guys can already gather I started this channel because I wanted to talk about books with people. I don't have a lot of book related friends in real life. A lot of the people that I'm friends with that do read don't read what I like to read, so it makes it a bit harder to talk about the sort of books that I like. And I don't know, I feel like there's just something about having a community of people that you can just go to and ask questions about whatever you're interested in that just sort of makes it more enjoyable to have that hobby. I do find it difficult because I don't feel like I know a lot of people that read classics or like the sort of books that I like, or even Stephen King. I don't know a lot of people in my friend groups personally that enjoy his books, so I can't talk about his books with people, which is insane to think that there's that little amount of people that I know that like Stephen King because he is so popular. But yeah, that's pretty much the main reason I joined BookTube, was because I needed people to talk to. I'm not a loner, I'm not a weirdo, I promise, just trust me on that one. But yeah, I just needed a place to go to talk to people. And the next question that we have here is, what are some fun and unique things you can bring to BookTube? Now, I'm going to be really honest with you, I don't think I bring anything unique to the platform, really. I'm sort of more, what would you call it? I'm sort of more on the lines of, I'm doing what everyone else has done before, but I'm just doing it my own way, I think. I really like poetry and those sort of things, and I really like to be able to talk about them with people. I don't really know a lot of people that are interested in poetry in my real life friend groups. Maybe talking about classics, as I said, and maybe just a toned down approach to liking stuff like classics and poetry without the whole over-the-top analytical side to it, which I know comes with classics generally because there is a lot of thinking to be done with classics, but maybe just a simpler approach to it. If you can't tell, I'm Australian, and our way of speaking just tends to be a little bit more on the softer side of, I don't know, not really digging too deep on the surface level. Yeah, I think that my approach to reading and talking about books is more of just a, did you enjoy it? I enjoyed it. What do you think about it? Oh my gosh, it's crazy, sort of thing, rather than, I don't know, digging super deep into it straight away. Obviously, that being said, I will be posting reviews and that on this channel. I'll try to anyway. But aside from that, I don't really have anything else I can say on that question. The next thing, what are you most excited for about this new channel? Well, ideally I would hope to grow this channel to a decent size so that I can meet a lot more people and talk to new people about books. I just like to see the interactions between people, and I know that in this booktube community there is a lot of nice faces around, a lot of people that just enjoy being open and honest with everyone, and that just seem really nice to talk to. So hopefully a lot of you find that here, and that you guys will just start blowing up the comment section and having fun, because that's the whole point of this channel. Why do I love reading? That's number 4. I love reading because it just switches my brain off, I think. It not switches my brain off, but it makes me feel like I'm doing something whilst relaxing and enjoying myself. Because I feel like there's a lot of, in my opinion, I feel guilty when I haven't done anything in a day, and I think reading a book just makes me feel like I've completed something, or that I've put effort into something, rather than just going, oh well, I sat there and watched a whole season of Netflix for like 8 hours, and then, well, what was the point of that, you know? Whereas reading a book, I feel like I can see the progress I made, and I can feel that I've achieved something and I've learned something, and that I can now take that out into the world and talk to people about what I've just read. It's one of those things, I don't know. It's probably a bit weird that I've said that, because I feel like a lot of people would just be like, well, it's the same as watching Netflix. It's not really. You're not doing anything practically, really. You're just reading, but I don't know. That's my opinion on it. That's what I think. Number 5, what book or series got you into reading? I don't know. The Picture of Dorian Gray got me back into reading last year. I took a bit of a slump in actually reading books. For a few years there, I was really into reading manga, and I do have a manga channel somewhere. I'll link that in the description if you guys are interested in seeing that. I haven't uploaded it in a while. I'm not sure if I'll bring it back, I don't know. But that channel, I just loved manga for a good couple years, and that was sort of my gap between reading young adult fiction and like youth fiction, between that and reading mature fiction and classics. I've always enjoyed classic literature. I read Charles Dickens' Great Expectations when I was about 11, and I loved it. But yeah, I think The Picture of Dorian Gray definitely got me back into reading actual literature rather than just manga. Not that saying manga is anything worse. I just think there's a difference between reading a graphic novel series and reading a full-out novel. There's just a lot more, I don't know, I feel like there's a lot more discipline, or I don't know. It's a weird thing to talk about. I'll make a video on this topic at some point. Actually, I think that could be interesting to talk about. But yeah, The Picture of Dorian Gray, and I also think Harry Potter series got me into reading reading series when I was younger. I didn't grow up with Harry Potter. I kind of found it myself whilst I was in middle school, and I really enjoyed reading all those books. I sort of read them all in 1 year, which was insane to think that I did that at that point in my life. But yeah, I did that. I read all the Harry Potter books, and that would probably be one of those things where it's like, this is my series. Next up, we have, what questions would you ask your favourite booktubers? I don't really have any questions I would ask them. I would more ask them just to have a general conversation, get to know them and talk to them, because I feel like for me, I don't have a lot of surface level questions. I like to actually know people rather than just be like, oh my gosh, we like the same book. That's crazy. You know what I mean? I like to dig deep and have real conversations with people. Not that being said, if you did come into the comment section and start asking about Game of Thrones, I read the first Ice and Fire book the other day, and that was brilliant. So if anyone wants to talk about that, I will talk about that with you. Next up, what challenges do you think starting a booktube channel will be the hardest to overcome? Probably just getting myself out there, I think. I like to make videos. I am a filmmaker myself, but there is a certain fear that you just won't get found and that I've made these videos for no reason. So probably just persevering and wanting to continue to try and put myself into this community, because I know that starting a channel can be intimidating, and well, what if I'm just talking to myself? That sounds really weird. But yeah, I think that's probably the biggest challenge. When did you start reading? I started reading when I was really young. I think I've always been reading books. I used to read like fairy tales and nursery rhymes when I was really young, and that moved on to historical fiction when I was about 8 or 9. I was reading pretty mature topics and biographies and autobiographies when I was probably 10 years old, and then I got into Great Expectations, and then I went to Harry Potter after that, and then I went into manga, and now I'm here. So yeah, that's pretty much my journey. The next question is going to be, where do you read? I read mostly in my house. I don't go out and read that often. I find it really hard. To be honest, I actually think I might be undiagnosed with ADHD, which is kind of crazy, but that means that I find it really hard to read when there's a lot going on around me. I get distracted really easily, so I like to read in a quiet space in my house, just where no one can distract me. I have read in cafes and stuff before and tried to do that, I think it's a nice feeling to read in a cafe, but at the same time I don't read as efficiently, or I don't read as much when I sit in public and read, just because of the fact that I start tuning into other people's conversations, or someone will drop something and I'll be like, oh my gosh, what happened? You know what I mean? I just kind of flick around a lot. And then what kind of books do you like to read? I'm a big fan of classics. I'm a big fan of what else do I read? I have started to get into fantasy. As you can see, I have Game of Thrones, I have the first Akatar book, The Hobbit, but mainly classics. I think they're probably where I lie the best and enjoy the most. I do read contemporary fiction and modern classics as well. I read Cleopatra and Frankenstein. That was a great book that I read not too long ago. But yeah, mainly just classics. I really like classics. Also, horror books. I'm a big fan of Stephen King and legal thrillers. I think that John Grisham is a great author and everyone needs to check him out more often, because I don't think he gets enough praise, and I don't feel like I hear a lot of people mention him on BookTube. Next one. What does your book collection look like? I will do an actual video on this at some point, but just to quickly have something to talk about, I think that my book collection just looks like someone that wants to be pretentious that isn't quite pretentious, that sort of wastes his money and spends too much money on books, and tries to keep them in as good condition as possible, because I am really, really, really sort of triggered by the idea of having a damaged book in my shelf. Like, if you can't tell, all these books are like, this looks like brand new. This is my copy of Tales of Mr. Ripley. It's basically, it is brand new. Well, it's a new copy, but it's been sitting on my sort of bedside shelf for like a good 3 weeks now, so yeah, but anyway, I think that's all for the tag. That's all the questions I have here, so I think that's all for today's video. Anyway, if you like this video, you have any book recommendations, please leave them in the comment section down below. I would love to hear from you guys what you think, and yeah, I'll see you next time, hopefully, and maybe you'll stick around, you'll drop a like and subscribe. But anyway, thank you for tuning in, thank you for showing up, and I'll see you around in the next video. Peace.